Let me ask you a question that has haunted humanity since the dawn of memory. Why? Why must children cry? Why do wars rage? Why do the innocent suffer while the cruel seem to thrive? Is this life a tragic accident? Is it all chaos wearing a mask of order? Or is there something hidden beneath the pain? Something deliberate, designed, sacred? What if I told you that nothing in your life, not the heartbreak, not the betrayal, not the disease or the silence or the years of aching, none of it was random? That every tear you've ever cried was written by your own soul, not as punishment, but as preparation. This is not wishful thinking. This is not poetic escapism. This is the convergence of ancient mystical knowledge, cutting-edge quantum physics, and declassified intelligence research, all pointing to one stunning conclusion. You are not a victim of the world. You are a volunteer in a sacred initiation. Let's begin with science. In 2024, Google's Willow quantum processor solved a computational problem in minutes that would have taken a classical computer 10 septillion years, a number so vast it exceeds the age of the universe by 23 orders of magnitude. How? Because it operates in superposition, multiple states at once, tapping into what some physicists now believe may be parallel universes. This breakthrough lends credibility to the multiverse theory and eerily mirrors what mystics have said for millennia, that all timelines exist at once, and our souls navigate them like a composer arranging notes in a symphony. This brings us to the Akashic Records, described across traditions as a vibrational field that stores every action, thought, and event across time. Declassified CIA documents now acknowledge phenomena aligning with these descriptions, echoing what quantum field theory calls non-local information. What does that mean? It means your soul isn't blind. It's not stumbling through life. It chose this reality knowing what was coming. Because Earth is not a punishment. It is a school, a cosmic crucible. But not every classroom looks the same. Some souls learn through joy, others through fire. You may ask, why would a soul choose suffering, war, genocide, oppression? Because in the architecture of the soul, contrast is essential. In the same way that a shadow gives form to light, cruelty reveals compassion. A child born into oppression may awaken fierce resilience that a life of comfort could never spark. A soul who witnesses atrocity may catalyze a wave of compassion that heals nations for generations. This is not to justify horror. Never. It is to understand that on a soul level, even the darkest chapters are written with purpose. Like a forge to steel, Earth pushes against us to activate what lies dormant inside. And just as Google's quantum computer requires error correction to prevent collapse under complexity, souls require resistance to evolve with integrity. It's called the polarity crucible, the idea that duality is not an accident but an engine of awakening. Your soul signed up for this, because here, on this planet, you can accomplish in one lifetime what takes millennia elsewhere. But, and here's the truth most won't tell you, not every soul makes it through. Because pain doesn't guarantee growth. Some people don't transcend their trauma, they transmit it. Unhealed wounds become weapons. The abused becomes the abuser. The betrayed becomes cold, guarded, unreachable. Instead of transforming pain into light, they replicate the very suffering they came to overcome. This is why awakening is not automatic. It is a choice, made in the depths of agony when the easier path is bitterness and numbness. So how do you graduate? How do you ensure your soul doesn't have to repeat the same karmic cycle over and over again? It starts with a shift so profound, it shatters victimhood at its core. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you begin asking, what is this awakening in me? You start recognizing that your suffering, far from being meaningless, is a coded invitation to remember your divinity. Let's talk about the science of that. Harvard researchers discovered that during meditation on compassion, participants' brainwaves synchronized with others, even miles away. This is called neural entrainment. Your state isn't just affecting you, it's affecting the field. You are a ripple in the collective quantum ocean. At Stanford, a 2025 study showed that healers who ignore self-care begin to emit chaotic biofields, actually weakening those they try to help. You cannot heal the world by breaking yourself. You must become the calm in the storm, the silence between thunder, the eye inside the hurricane. Your heart's electromagnetic field is 5,000 times stronger than your brain's. That's not metaphor, that's measurable. When you feel real love, not sentiment but frequency, you emit a field so coherent it reorganizes matter. Dr. Masaru Emoto's water crystal experiments showed this with chilling clarity. Hate distorts, gratitude crystallizes. You are a living transmitter of frequency. And yes, there are grace points, moments in life, inflection points where one decision, one thought, one act of forgiveness can alter your entire trajectory. The Akashic perspective calls these soul hinges, pivotal moments that create dimensional ripple effects across timelines. Miss one, another comes. The universe is infinitely patient, but so are the karmic cycles. If you don't learn the lesson, it repeats, not as punishment, but as persistence, until you remember. And what are we here to remember? According to the 2025 Akashic Forecast, souls incarnate to master 10 core themes: love, death, togetherness, individuality, decisiveness, creation, embodiment, heart-centeredness, fear, energy management. Suffering arises when we resist these lessons. Awakening begins when we surrender to them. This is your curriculum. This is your path. And the moment you stop resisting the fire, you become the flame. One day, maybe today, maybe years from now, you will sit alone in stillness, and you will feel it, the knowing, that every heartbreak was a lesson in boundaries, every illness a message from your body's wisdom, every abandonment a call to come home to yourself. You'll see that the universe was never cruel. It was crafting you. You weren't being broken. You were being refined. You weren't being tested, you were being activated, and in that moment of crystalline awareness, you'll say it, softly, without arrogance. I remember who I am, and Earth will know. She'll know you've passed the test, not because you avoided suffering, but because you alchemized it. And that is when graduation happens, not up in the clouds, but here, now, when the soul becomes the sun. So rise, beloved, the classroom is ready, and when the final veil lifts and you step beyond time, you'll see every heartbreak, every shadow, every war was a lesson in disguise. And you, the soul behind the eyes, were never the victim. You were the author, disguised as the student, remembering you were God.